collector named Levi, sitting at a tax booth. He said to him, "Follow me." Leaving everything, he rose and followed him. And Levi made him a great feast in his house. And there was a large company of tax collectors and others reclining at table with them. And the Pharisees and their scribes grumbled at his disciples, saying, "Why do you eat and drink with tax collectors and sinners?" And Jesus answered them, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." What is the bad news in the passage? That the tax collectors are complaining because Jesus is ministering to sinners. What is the good news? That Levi got up and immediately left his career to follow Jesus. And the other good news is that Jesus is ministering to sinners. What are humans doing in this passage? You have Levi collecting taxes and leaving and following Jesus. You have Jesus ministering to Levi and the tax collectors and others that were sitting around the table. You have the Pharisees and the scribes who are unhappy about the whole process that's happening. You have the disciples who are there to listen to Jesus and were probably made uncomfortable by the Pharisees. What is God doing in this passage? He's ministering to sinners. And he's also using Jesus to continue to put the Pharisees back in their place, so to speak. How many places can one stand in this passage at the tax collector's table? At the table where Jesus is ministering, and with the Pharisees and scribes. How many places? Well, what intrigues me about this passage would be how quickly Levi got up and left his career to follow Jesus. It's awesome. I love it. And what stimulates me is that Levi stimulates me. I hope that if Jesus calls me to something where he says, "Leave your career and follow me right now," that I would jump up and do it. He hasn't yet, but if he does, I hope I respond the same way Levi did. What troubles me? The Pharisees are so unhappy that Jesus is ministering to sinners as opposed to ministering to them. I don't know what they expect. I think they complained every chance they got whether Jesus was doing good or bad. What creates resistance within me? I guess that the Pharisees again are unhappy with Jesus. I don't know if it would be resistance, but I guess that the disciples didn't respond. I'm guessing that the Pharisees complained to the disciples, and the disciples immediately looked at Jesus like, "Gosh, we don't know what to say to these guys. These guys can have us put in jail." And that would be the only resistance I can think of